is episode 13, the Sanford Podcast for the Culture. My guest, please go ahead and decide to introduce yourself whenever you decide to.
Well, you could call me B, Brian.
Please don't shout out your location. I didn't catch the first take, but the first take, he decided to shout out his GPS, and I told him, nah, it wasn't needed.
Well, people gotta find me. They gotta find me.
But you know what? You can leave them your Instagram now.
Oh, that's a fact.
Go ahead and leave your Instagram.
BRYY7.
That's right, BRYY7, the number 7, that easy.
Add me.
And my guest to the right.
Hi, I'm Esther, and you can follow me at Queen E Visuals or Rontimi, which is Nigerian. I mean, that's so stupid. Yoruba for Remember Me.
How do you write out Queen E Visuals?
So Queen E _ Visuals.
Okay, Queen E _ Visuals.
Yeah.
All right, that's how you can find her. And speaking of Queen E Visuals, from what I realized, I seen that it's a brand of expression. I like the fact that your pictures I feel like, especially your very last will be your first 3 I think you posted, which is dope because you attached a poem called Self. Yeah. You attached it to. It was pretty dope. It was very dope. Yeah, very dope. And I want to know what made you want to take that angle, and why did you decide to be so expressive about just being about self? Like where's your hidden meaning with self? What is it like? Because it seems like it's like a little series going on with that. So
It is. Not to even like jinx myself, but that was like my final project for one of my photography classes.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially we had the ability to do anything. And I was like, what is the best way to really like showcase my skills as a photographer and then my skills as a writer? So I was like, I'm gonna take pictures of myself. One of the hardest things to do if you don't have a clicker. You gotta set it up and then run in like 30 seconds. Let's do it. And the series actually encompasses 15 other pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Ranging from like who I am and my identity, and that's eventually going to lead to a photography showcase that I want to do, expanding beyond myself. So I don't know if you heard of Ujamba, but you are because I am.
Okay.
So it's going to be inclusive of different people and how they identify themselves. So there's 7 like forms of identification, like female, gender, ability, and all of that, and that's all encompassed in that series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. So, I noticed that you come from Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been to Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
and you've also been to I want
A lot of places.
Yes.
A lot of places.
Well, you gave me a few.
Yeah, so I probably said Uganda.
I remember saying Uganda.
Ghana. I've been to a lot of places in Europe.
Kenya?
No, I want to go to Kenya.
Okay.
So Uganda is next to Kenya. The Nile River is one of probably the most spiritual places you can be at. There's this island I remember they call Snow, but it's so disgusting. It's just birds that have like just shitted on it, and like when birds shit,
What?
it's white, right?
So that's why they call it snow?
They call it like snow something, but it's like Africans, depending on your location, never see snow. So it's like, I was like, that's nasty. Let's pass this. Yeah. Disgusting.
Wow. It's crazy.
That's interesting.
That is. Like, yo, you don't hear that every day. Like, oh my, wow.
Yeah, so if you ever did a tour on the Nile, they'll be like, this is like our snow something. And then if you ask what it is, it's like, it's bird shit.
It's bird shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I met Esther through the International African Arts Festival, and she came to the booth because she showed an interest in the shoes.
Yeah.
I think it was the modal shoes that drew her in, and so we started talking about things about what she does, and I didn't realize that I think she might be a little techie nerd as well. I get that impression a little bit. I get the impression that she's a little techie nerd.
I'm not.
And no, the reason I'm saying is because like I don't know too many people. Well, I can't I don't know too many people at all too much about, who works at, big companies and things like that. So it's like when you told me that you was like interning at Twitter, I'm like, oh wow, that's different. I'm like, that's not an everyday answer I get. So I found that, I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, I wanted to get into it, like, yo, so what's going on Twitter? What's it really? But I realized, it wasn't the time and the place for that. So I wanted to sort of, continue that conversation as to, what guided her to, want to work for the big blue bird.
Just before I talk, I am no way in shape a representative of Twitter. This is just my experience. But honestly, I'm passionate about successful businesses and successful business models. So like when we first met, I was telling you that I want to go into like economic development, especially for West African countries. And the thing is, the wealth concentration comes down to several families, right? So we have the Rockefellers, the Waltons, and all of that. And it seems like wealth is always concentrated with like white people.
Yes, I agree.
As it can seem,
unfortunately.
Like, yeah. So like, in my path and my journey, I'm just trying to understand how they built their success, because it sounds like a weird thing, but I'm just trying to steal as much information and just build my own shit. I'm not a fan of working for people for too long. I get very like, this is boring. So like, what inspired me? I say it's God. It was all God. I don't know what people believe in, but like, I applied to like several different companies. Applied to this one last minute, and they're like, yeah, go ahead. Mind you, I have one more year in school, so I was. And then everyone they hired is either like a MBA students or PhD students. So when I say this is God, it was like the percentage is like they hired 187 interns out of 69,000 applicants.
But like there's a lot of people who won't even take the initiative to even try to apply to some of these companies because they already threw themselves in like through nothing but mad failure in their minds. Like, you know what? Nah, they're not going to give me the time of the day. You'd be surprised.
The wrong mindset.
You're
the
right.
Wrong mindset. They already threw the failure in there. They're like, you know what? They stutter step, and then next thing you know, they don't do it. And then they live with that whole, what if? What if I really got hired by Twitter?
Yeah.
What if Google really made me come on, bro.
My thing is so most people get angry about the no's and start defeating themselves. I get angry and get like motivated. I'm like, oh, y'all didn't hire me? Fuck you. I'm sorry, can I curse?
No, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go find a better, like some of the companies that said no aren't paying me half as much. And it's just like, look at that. Like, I'm very like vengeful. Like, oh, you didn't hire me? Okay, bet. I'm gonna show you what I can do, which has helped me so far. I'm like, okay, cool. Keep it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Understood. For real. And you know what? That made me think because, again, like people with that kind of mindset, like
it's toxic.
It's not good to keep them kind of people, unfortunately, within your circumference either. Unfortunately,
they're gonna attract the same.
Yep.
Exactly, and it's gonna be a domino effect, and it's gonna be more fuckery. Attacking more fuckery, more. Nah. Keep that shit that way.
And then you wonder why your blessings aren't coming.
Exactly, because you got a whole bunch of fuckery around you.
Yeah.
Why some fucked up shit always happening in my life?
You're attracting it.
Oh yeah, you're a magnet for that shit now. They done rub that juice all
right.
over
You need to stay over there. I don't.
Exactly. Now you a fucked up vibe walking around. A big fucked up vibe. You don't get at nothing. Nobody at you at nothing, bro. They don't even tell you, I'm like, yo, what's going on with this boat? Nah, I'm good. He be bugging. He's on his super conspiracy. Well,
Well, some conspiracy real.
No, don't get me wrong. Truth is truth. It ain't conspiracy because it's truth. We can't negate that as the truth because the truth is the truth. And I say that to say this, most conspiracies actually have some kind of truth to it, and I will leave it at that. I don't want to dive into that world because it can get very interesting. Okay. It can go in so many different directions. Right. But I crossed roads with that path once upon a time. I found it very interesting, and I got what I need to get out of it and kept it pushing. So
you conspiracy head, low key.
Not low key. What I say is this.
He said I crossed paths with it.
Yeah, I crossed paths with it, meaning that I might have had company.
You dabbled in the conversations.
I might have. Yeah. Because there were certain things at one point I asked myself that just didn't make any sense. I'm like, you know what? That question did come across my mind, and I didn't have a whole bunch of conspiracy theories around me.
Okay. All right.
So you'd be surprised. You're like, I never looked at it like that.
I think it's good to not know
Sometimes it is. Ignorance is bliss.
until you get killed.
Sure.
She's a entrepreneur just like you. That's why I kind of attracted you to conversate with her.
You think so?
Well, I started the conversation.
Oh,
That's how it went.
I did. I said
I think
hi.
so.
Yeah.
That's right. Because I
I was
was
like, I'm talking to a stranger. Do you mind if I talk to you? 'Cause some people are like, don't talk to me type of vibe.
I was mad chill. I was
Yeah.
like, what's going on? And then it just,
click.
just,
I like talking to strangers.
yeah.
Very
As a
social.
matter of fact, while I was packing up, she was talking to another stranger
Yeah.
right there on the bench.
You learn the most interesting things from people you don't know. People are like walking full of stories, and sometimes they just want to share it, and sometimes they don't. But
You know what? Like, I think, even as a photographer, I hope that inspires some kind of, your photography some kind of way, inspires your imagination to, do the abnormal or to go ahead and just, cross maybe this limit because
it's so crazy because I'm sensitive about my art, and I can't work with everyone.
Right.
And like I have so many ideas, but it's so hard to like get those people who are willing to travel with me just because. Like, let's say I wanted to do some shit in the forest at nighttime. Well, first of all, I don't think black people should be in the forest at nighttime. But I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to do that, like, not a lot of people are like, yeah, let's do it. Like, can see the vision.
Right.
And that's not. It's a hard little debate. Like, a lot of people like take pictures. That's why it's hard like introducing myself as a photographer, because it's like I don't want to just shoot anyone, and I don't want to just shoot anything. Like, I want creative direction and input, and like
you need honest feedback.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, what's funny? As I think a lot of artists crave that as well, because it's like when you constantly, especially as an artist, sometimes they may feel like they may be hitting a brick wall all the damn time because they feel like they keep putting things out, and they ain't getting no response.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that makes a motherfucker go like,
Yeah.
It makes you tick a little, and then you're like, what the like, yo, so how much hours I put into this kind of, what the
Right.
And they feel beaten, but what they fail to realize is that when something does hit, everything that they putting out, everything's going to get reviewed. I don't think they fail to realize that. Like, when something clicks or you go viral, something sparks or something just happens. People start going through your whole fucking catalog.
You know how much
they
things
go through
I
your whole
archive
timeline.
every weekend? I'm like, okay, this is delete. It's like a self-defeating process.
And that also makes you be a little bit more mindful about the image you're putting yourself, the image you're putting yourself out there. Like, what kind of image you're putting out there. So, very, very,
Enough
very
about
true.
me. I want to learn about B. I'm out here talking.
If you have a question, you'll shoot your question. I'm more than welcome to answer any questions now. So, but yeah.
Yeah, so tell me.
We was talking about basketball earlier. Do you watch basketball?
No. I don't watch sports.
You don't?
I'm not I don't keep up with anything in the public. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't. Like, I'm
kidding.
not capitalizing off of it. It's cool, like, but it's too much.
It's not your type of entertainment.
It's not my type of entertainment. And my type of entertainment is very heavy, so I just
And what kind?
What's heavy?
like I like talking about politics. I like talking about stocks. Like, with my family, like we were talking about, like, hey, should you buy blah blah blah, like, and that's not a common conversation.
Stocks. What about you?
Stocks.
You like talking stocks?
No, I don't. But my mind is still investing in cryptocurrency.
Oh, listen to me. That is the next wave right there.
Bitcoin is the only
Listen, no, you know what? You know what's actually really more the next wave? Cryptocurrency is cool, but blockchain. I think people start looking into blockchain.
Yeah.
That's where it's
Blockchain?
at. Yes.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. Blockchain. If people start looking into blockchain right now, they're going to be well off if they know what they're doing.
if they start investing right now.
No, not so much investing. You need to start learning
You
about
just have to
blockchain,
understand
how
it works.
Yeah.
get understanding on it first, and then you'll be ahead of the race, believe it or not, because you understand it more than anybody else. Because a lot of people still not even looking into that.
Wow.
There's probably like what, maybe it's under a million, just under a million people who really have an interest. I don't know. I'm just throwing a crazy number out there, but
That's a small number though.
yeah, it's very small because it's not something that's normally commonly talk.
And AI.
And AI, big time. AR.
Oh yeah, all
Especially,
that. Oh.
yeah, especially AR. AR. It's not even VR is here and it's cool, but AR is the next shit though.
Really?
Yes. Facts.
Yeah.
You know what AR is? AR is Pokemon Go. That's exactly what AR is.
That's a good example.
And
that's a good example. Yeah.
And that really, when that came out,
People
Listen
were
to me,
hooked
people.
on it.
Yo, listen to me. People were getting hurt fucking with that game. People's lives were getting. Yo, you know how many people died playing that game?
Central Park. Hold on. I'm like,
imagine the
There was
people that
fucking
invested in that
stampedes.
game.
Oh, there's a Mewtwo over there.
Imagine.
damn.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
People were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
People were getting really retarded when it first came out.
When it first came out.
It lasted for a while too.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a little viral for a minute.
Wow.
That was very interesting. I feel like, I don't know. This is just very interesting.
And the
Very
people that invested in that app,
Oh yeah, they love. You see, that's the thing. They love the response, despite that. There was some type of casual. I don't know if I want to say casualties, but more so, despite that, there was some incidences that may have occurred. They still
That's
love
not
the
their fault.
response. Exactly right.
It's
It's
not
not
their
their
fault.
fault. It's not their fault.
who told you to walk into the hood at 2 a.m. to catch
Chasing a
Mewtwo?
Unlimited.
To catch.
Who told you to run through Brownsville looking for a Charizard?
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Motherfucker. Dude was
Why
down
you
Linden
gotta do
Boulevard.
Brownsville like that? Why you gotta do Brownsville like
Yo,
that?
bro, but there was a dude running down Linden Boulevard chasing a Pikachu, bro. I swear to God, but I thought he was really on K2 though. I'm like, son, I think he might be on K2 or something's really wrong with this guy. He's like, Pikachu. I'm like, what the fuck?
He might be on game too.
He was on something.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Gamers. Hashtag.
Gas companies made so much money off that game too,
Why?
because people will drive around and trying to catch Pokemons, wasting the gas.
What's the next games, guys? What team should I bet on for the season? I'm trying to capitalize real quick.
Oh, who's gonna take it?
Yeah, who's gonna take it? Football, basketball, baseball, all of it.
Well, I can only talk from basketball because I mostly watch basketball, but I think
Boston.
Brian over here watches.
Boston.
You said Boston?
Boston gonna take what, the whole thing? They may be the dangerous most. Yo, that's gonna be ugly.
That's a reach.
No. You know why? Because that lineup is fucking serious.
Who's
That
the East?
lineup. First off, you got Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
You got Gordon Hayward. He's coming back. Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown. Who's the other cat? The other, the
Horford.
third. No. The other one. Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum is another one. It's another main character. Another supporting role
Rozier?
character. No, somebody else. It was somebody else over there. I forgot who their name is, but it's not a
Smart.
game. It's not a.
Smart,
I'm not too sure.
Marcus Smart.
But he has a strong point. It may be Boston, but Golden State is looking crazy because of that whole little DeMarcus Cousins pickup that everybody's going crazy about.
Okay. I'm gonna root for Boston. Secretly.
Thank you for taking my advice.
If they lose, I know who to come to too.
And if you want
Yeah,
to
so-
bet,
so,
you know who to share it with.
The other horseman is going to be arriving very soon, coming through this door. He just had announced his arrival.
The Dark Horseman.
Yes, the fourth horseman. But it's a lot of very interesting things going on.
Yo, so B, tell me, did you invest in Bitcoin?
Actually, I'm thinking about investing in
Thinking.
Yeah.
Didn't
I'm
you?
thinking. I didn't
The
want.
question was, did
No, it
you
is, you
or
know.
not? Did you or not?
Nah, no, I didn't. I
You coulda
didn't.
made some
I
money,
didn't.
bro.
I didn't. I didn't.
Akon.
You over there? Did you invest?
Nah, that's risky. Look.
Okay.
The money is in the
Where's the money?
generating it. Like, it takes a lot of power to generate it. So I don't know.
You talking about mining it?
Yeah, mining. Look at
That's
you.
where the money is at?
That's where the money's at.
You're talking about Bitcoin mining.
But not everyone can mine it. So
you need servers. You need computers for that. If you know what you're doing, you can make some money with that. That's a fact.
I don't know nothing about that. Warren Buffett talks about investing in what you know.
Yes.
I know people are always going to buy food.
I know people are always going to fuck with film.
I know people are always going to get sick.
I know people are always going to read.
No.
I know people's going to need gas.
People are always going to need gas.
Well, listen, gas is about to be,
You're thinking about U.S.
No, it's gone. You know why? Especially because Tesla's already making some of his cars affordable.
You are thinking about
some of the Teslas are $23,000.
You're thinking about the U.S. Think about the global economy and the lag of that.
The U.S.
The U.S. is like ahead, right? And then everyone else, so like African countries, Asian countries, like they're still gonna run on oil and gas and all of that. It's just a fact.
Yeah. So the fourth horseman's in the building right now. My guy Hazama, man, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, man. Pardon my colored people's time.
I mean, things happen, but you know, what's important is you made it though. Man.
Thank you for inviting me down.
Definitely, man. Definitely. We was definitely talking about some madness over here for a moment about what was the last thing we was talking about? Bitcoin. No, we was talking about something else. Boston?
No, she was talking about the U.S.
Yeah, she was talking about the
gas.
Yeah. A lot of countries are still gas dependent.
But that's about to be gone.
You saying that's about to be gone? Not in the next 10 years.
It's going to be gone.
Not in the next 10 years.
I don't think you really realize what's happening right now.
I understand what's happening, but I'm Nigerian. I've been to Africa.
No, I understand. Speaking of Africa, I wanted to bring something up earlier.
Okay.
It's funny you had mentioned that because my boy Akon has been super busy. Akon has been super busy in these streets.
I know.
You know, Akon told me he want to build.
He has his own currency.
Yes. Okay. He told me he want to build that next Wakanda though.
I support it. I read the article screenshot. I was like, okay.
You know what I mean? I support it and told me how he's gonna have his own cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I think he already made it.
And the current
Apecoin.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's
dope. Yeah, you gonna use that money?
What?
Yeah.
Akon has positioned himself to be one of the most wealthiest people in the world.
Yeah. And he's very strategic, and he's been doing this since early 2000s.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
so he's pretty dope. He went to I think the Chinese came to him and gave him a loan or something to build that electrical and infrastructure in Africa. You know, that's dope. That's dope.
And he's invested into solar power.
Yeah. Well, is it solar or electrical?
Something I think.
I know he just gave them
solar.
Light. He said let there be light.
That's what I
think it's solar.
Yeah, I read an article about it.
But did you hear something about they denied him entry into Puerto Rico to supply them power when they went and had that whole disaster that happened?
Why?
Akon was trying to supply them power.
No, I'm saying, why did they deny him?
They gave him no specific reason.
It's because he's black.
I think it may be more than that.
Yeah, that's a U.S. Commonwealth, and that's, I guess, it's under somebody else's jurisdiction. So
and the conspiracy theorists are raving in the comments.
Okay, but he wasn't operating as a U.S. citizen. He was operating as a man of a citizen of the world.
Of the world, but he was fucking up some. He was trying to fix some shit that they wanted fucked up, and that's part of the plan.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we're going down. This is the. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like look at Flint and all these other things. I mean, I hate to be a conspiracy theorist.
No, but that's not a conspiracy. Flint is not a conspiracy.
Nah, but it's like
people would say because the reason behind it. Because why hasn't nobody acted fast?
To get rid of all the...
This has been a problem. It's a blatant problem in front of everybody's face, and nobody's doing nothing about it.
Still a problem.
Yeah,
everybody act like they don't see what's going on.
Anytime you have
it's not in the news, media, nothing.
Anytime you have that level of neglect,
that level, exactly.
Yeah, it's not like something like, oh, by mistake, my bad.
You can't ignore that shit.
That's not like a my bad kind of thing.
Right.
So anytime it's that level of neglect, then, it opens the door for conspiracy theorists to be like, it's us against them. They're trying to kill us.
No, they really are trying to kill them.
I think they just don't give a fuck about them.
Which is...
It's like what Michael Jackson said.
And, if you don't give a fuck about what supplies life, then essentially you're trying to kill them.
Yeah, but, or you're just oblivious to the little folks.
but speaking of which, like what? Let's say like I know everybody's also heard about these events that's been going on in Chirac and in Chicago lately. Son, I think there's some. I've been hearing some like two sides to the story type shit about what's exactly really going on out there. Because right now the level what's going on doesn't even make any kind of sense. Like, son, it really makes no kind of sense at the level it's happening right now. Yeah. Especially when that whole fucking weekend, bro. No, that was It's sensitive. It's a little sketchy. It's very sketchy.
You ever been to Chicago?
No, it just.
I went once.
I haven't been at all.
How was the experience?
I was in the rich part, so it was great.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was walking at nighttime. It was
She's
fantastic.
far away from that shit.
Great view. The city's beautiful.
The city's beautiful. That's what she want to leave it at.
It is. The city's very beautiful. Yeah,
it's a dope city, man. Like I went there as an aspiring rapper. I had a couple shows out there, and I was with some guys from the Chi, and I had a fitted hat on, and it was like, listen, yo, you can't wear your hat like this, because if you cock it to the right, then you're part of this gang. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I went like that. He was like, no, that's another gang.
Yo, bro, take this shit off.
Yeah, basically, that's what I did. Yeah,
yo, bro, take it off.
Yeah,
take it off.
Yeah, so
you couldn't just wear it straight?
Well, all that to say that, their gang culture is something that we would never understand. They go back to like our grandparents' generation of banging, and I can't fathom that. You know what I'm saying? I can't fathom that. I try not to pass judgment because our culture here in New York is kind of different.
Yeah.
It might not be as destructive.
Explain. I'm not originally from New York.
More so in the sense of like how things are going on around the country right now. So it's like particularly with Chicago, like the level of things that's happening in Chicago is not happening in New York.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah, like everybody has their own ups and downs and has their negative aspects, what could be deemed as a negative aspect from a third party. But their culture is something that like LA and Chicago gang culture is something
different.
That on the East Coast we don't understand.
No, and a lot of people don't understand that. That's where they get it very messed up at. Because they deal with it on another level that you don't understand. Like you see over here, I think it's because it's like it's in New York. It's trendy. Like Bloods is popping now because 6ix9ine is talking all this Sulu thing, and all right. So now it's like they think it's a trendy thing. So it's things like, all right, this is something fashionable. No, it's nothing fashionable. Like, people have died over this. I don't think you really understand, bro.
Yeah, like here in New
6ix9ine.
York, because I remember when the Bloods first started popping here. Like gangs is for young people here in New York.
Yes,
teenagers, little rebellious kids. You go to Chicago and LA. There's grown ass men
they about that life.
banging.
They really about
that life.
Yeah.
Like picture going to your pops or your grandfather and he down. He with the shits. Like grandpa's with the shit.
OG.
I would love to have a conversation to understand, because I get the origination of gangs, but like at this point,
but somebody twisted the agenda along the way. It didn't start off the way it looks right now.
It was like protection and all that.
Yeah, a lot of it was block protection,
right.
Neighborhood protection, policing your own neighborhood type shit. That's what it
police.
all was about. Because the police were wilding. This is why people was like, you know what, we got to police our own shit.
Got it.
This is why history is important. People think history is important. History is very, very, very important, man. And people are just trying to write it out and they don't want to discuss it. Like, it's not something that's naturally discussed, but I don't know.
If you think Bloods and Crips came down and had a discussion, that it could get better.
No, well, they've been had discussions.
No, like
for like it's not what on the level it was back in the 60s, because now you'll see Bloods and Crips having a conversation with each other. You can catch that happening now. It's different. Before that could never happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it has happened, but then like with the LA riots, I was watching something on Vlad TV the other day. Remember the East Siders? With Lay Low, with Snoop. So he had some old school Crip dudes, real gangsters, and a dude named Trey D was talking, and he said after the Rodney King riots, uprisings, the Bloods and the Crips came together in L.A.
Right.
And they had unity. They was doing business together, partying together, and eventually some nigger shit happened, and it was back to banging. What sex you claiming?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like. Oh, back to what we know best.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
But if they knew the history of it, then.
That's the thing. A lot of people don't. I think people Let me stop, man, because I think there are people who do know the history of it. In fact, the old OGs, the bone police look like they've been banging since they were like 6-7 years old, but they like 80 years old now. They know how they all start, how it began. They know. They want to act like they don't, but anyway, it's sad.
The last one.
I was like, how many did you bring?
6-pack.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Anytime.
I'm at Rich.
My boy Brian over here ripping out wine coolers.
Stay hydrated.
Limerita.
You got thirsty talking.
That juice.
I feel like these make you more
That's what it is.
thirsty.
That
juice. Start sweating in the head.
Where the music at?
Start posting up, eggplant shots on Instagram. Hey.
What kind of episode was this?
Come through.
I done seen some strange things happen off of these right here, man.
Yo, listen, man.
I think it was just in the head. Don't blame the alcohol.
Some people want to, it's the best scapegoat.
Yeah, like I wanted to send that picture, but it was the juice.
You know what I mean?
Dot juice.
Make sure you delete that. Oh yeah, make sure you delete that.
So why did you bring up 6ix9ine?
Nah, I brought him up more so because of the fact that he's a big face right now. Like unfortunately, he's trending right now. I ain't gonna say unfortunately. I'm gonna say he's doing what he's doing because he has his own agenda. All right, whatever that may be, but
But he's getting focus on him.
He's a media genius. I'll give him that.
He is.
Him and 50 people they media geniuses. Yeah. I give him that. So I respect intelligence where it's at. In terms of the other stuff or whatever the agenda may be, that's their business. Yeah. I just respect the intelligence behind it. Yeah, so that's how I really feel about it.
He's a kid. I think a lot of people, feel and realize he's a kid. He hasn't even lived life.
Mature.
18, exactly, maturity. He's like 18 years old, really hasn't done stuff.
Nah, 21.
Yeah, well, still, I mean, he's still a kid.
He's 21, just turned 20.
He's still a kid, 21,
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's still super duper young, man. So, and I wish him the best. I'm happy for him, And at the end of the day, like, his music is like, it's really, really catchy. It gets the energy going. I tried to hate, but I put it on and I'm like, oh.
Me too. Same here, bro.
Work
Same
out
here.
now. I'm
Same
gonna
here.
do some push-ups.
It is catchy.
So I have a question for everybody. All right, this is something I think that a lot of people can they see the good and bad of it every single day, because I think everybody over here definitely has a social media account. And I want to talk about the goods and bads of social media and how it's affected, people, how you see it affecting other people, and personally, how has it hit you type shit. So
start to your right.
You said start to your right. Nah, that's more of a...
I'll start. So I feel like it's weird working for a tech company where I have to be on social media every single day. Usually I take breaks, like I need like 3-month break just away from everything. Because I feel like everyone lives off this idea of being like in the social media world versus acting. So it's like, I'm gonna post this on social media and like you're stunting and flaunting and blah, 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 doing all of that, but in real life you're not doing shit. And I feel like you get into like, I think social media is the biggest, like, we're gonna like come back and realize it's the biggest effect on mental health, point blank period. And the thing is, before this point, like, someone could do shit and you wouldn't know about it unless you heard it from like somebody. But now you can hear about it, see about it, and you have all this like, oh, maybe I should be doing that. I feel like it's just such a, like, it's a good thing if you know how to use it. It's a tool, right? But the tool becomes this like addictive thing where it's like, oh, I need to check this in the morning, I need to check this midday, I need to check this. And you're like, at what point is it like, are you checking it to advance yourself, or are you checking it because you just care about what Carolina is doing?
But you know what? I also noticed that I've seen a lot of people who I never thought would be narcissistic as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
But
I would not. I'm like, whoa, I never thought. But you gotta know what to look for when it comes to that. But yeah.
Honestly, I just want the followers so people can pay me to do something and give me free stuff. I really don't care about you like following my life. Give me free stuff, anyone listening out there, and pay me.
Right. But that's good. That's good to have that mindset, because you can go on social media with the mindset like, you know what, you're not really out there to put your whole personal life. You either will have a specific agenda, whether it's to get a message across or you're here to get your business popping. Yeah. You don't need to come in social media and get personal.
Yeah.
But
everybody has their roles.
But
nobody
sometimes it's just a little too much, my G.
But you see, the thing is dope because now there's this accessibility.
Right.
So, I stopped rapping right before the internet blew up, before MySpace and everything. I used to have to stand on corners and take buses to different parts of the country and listen to hip hop. Now somebody could just be on their phone and touch them on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
So it's dope like that. But then you have this soapbox for people who really don't need to be on the soapbox because they're not that interested and they don't got nothing to say and it's just blah, blah, blah. Hey, look at me. Mm-hmm. Selfies 10 times a day.
I think you know what it is?
Your face didn't change since the last selfie was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Right. I know how you look already.
It's a different outfit, though. You got to see the top of it.
Right.
It's a whole different angle, like... So it's
use it wisely.
But Kiss said it best. He said Wi-Fi does not discriminate.
Yes, it does.
And Wi-Fi does not discriminate. Are you serious?
I may get to a point, but
once you got Wi-Fi, you can upload anything. Wi-Fi does not discriminate.
I learned something the other day.
That's why there's a lot of fuck shit on the internet now because it doesn't discriminate.
The internet structure by nature is discriminatory because it's based off of power structure. So most internet cords, it started in the U.S., so it's based in the U.S. But if you look at search this up, the backbone of the internet, you would think that it's everyone can access it and everyone has access to Wi-Fi, but not everyone has a voice. So it's like a select group of now we're talking about a power dynamic when it comes to the internet and Wi-Fi. Okay. But that's a other side.
Definitely. A whole other conversation.
A whole nother conversation.
Shit.
But you're right. You can post anything you want to. Be careful though.
Because sometimes
you might not get a job.
Don't get me wrong. It's just certain people. I don't know. I follow certain people to follow them, and then I follow certain people just keep me a reminder. You know what? This person right here, and these people I know, so it's people who I personally know. I gotta follow them just to remember, yo, listen, bro, you still fucking up, bro.
Or you could unfollow them and just not worry about it.
No, but sometimes sometimes you really need a freaking reminder. Seriously, I really had that reminder. You really need a reminder sometimes because of the fact that you have to measure where you came from to where you are now. It may sound messed up. It may sound messed up, but my mindset on the fact is seriously, sometimes you have to do that because of the fact that it doesn't make sense as to why people continue to still do the same thing and they're not getting no benefit out of it. You just got to I don't know. I think it may be. I don't know. It's crazy because.
Yeah, social media. It's and being a photographer and wow. Everybody, I understand the psyche and the human ego and wanting to present yourself in the best light.
Human ego.
It's to the point now where parties are whack now because everybody's holding up their phone.
Facts.
Bars and
you can't even enjoy the experience.
You can't, regular social interaction, eye contact, a smile. So it's you go inside a spot like a Starbucks, and everybody's just, or a bar, everybody's just on their phone.
On the trains.
Laughing at their phone.
Forgetting to live life. Yeah.
Rather than engaging the person next to them and sharing a human moment, so that's what bothers me, being up in a party and shorty look good and everything, and I'm trying to get my little dance on and she more concerned with Snapchat. Selfie. And I'm yo, I'm official. What's up? We ain't paying me no mind. You worried about your followers.
Right.
Facts.
So do you think social media makes people socially awkward? Because
yes.
It's not I feel people genuinely can't interact with other people. It's not even they don't want to talk to you. It's just I don't know what to say to you. What do I say now? Because we haven't had to have that level of conversation in how many years?
Yeah, it's not natural. How they say laughter's good for the soul. You know what I'm saying? What does LOL do? I enjoy a good laugh.
Right.
You know, so you got somebody that's funny come in the building. They say something, ah, ha, 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 you feel good, but LOL, I want to see you smile. You know what I'm saying? Like I want. So it's we gotta. For me personally, like I used to put like a lot of personal posts up there, but I stopped doing that. Shut my Facebook down because everybody think they Malcolm X or Al Sharpton. You know what I'm saying? Every little thing, something falls in Brooklyn and, let's rally and protest. So I use it for promoting, photography and being a creative. I don't live up there. I don't feel a need to show all of my highlights. And I'm not scared to show my lowlights. I'm human. You know what I mean? I'm not I'm not a publicist image. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a Jay-Z, Beyonce where it's a sculpted image.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And there's no need for that. But that's just me. It works for me.
So you cry on your social media?
What happened?
You cry on your social media?
Nah, I never do that. Nah. I have people. I'm blessed to have people who I can call up and cry to.
Right.
So what are the lowlights you share?
I may have a bad day sometimes, and I'll go on like the Snap feature and just, vent a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe my ex, she wanted some bullshit, so I gotta throw some shade her way just to let it all out,
Got
stay
it.
balanced.
Got it.
But yeah, I won't be up there crying and I'm about to kill myself, and there's a few dudes who are doing that now. A couple of rappers, and that seems to be like a trend, and it's scary. It's scary.
Right.
Mental health, man, is, as you were saying.
Shocked. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff crazy.
Yeah, but I'm over here. You know what? It's funny. I'm over here. Like I think I'm having like a little epiphany moment because I'm over here listening to y'all talking, but it's like I'm also listening to myself as well. But when you hear yourself out loud, it makes you think differently sometimes. So I'm like, yo, if these people aren't really beneficial to me, why the fuck am I still following them?
Oh.
You were still hung up on that thought. That was
because I was stuck in it for a moment. I don't know if you realize, like I was really stuck with that shit. I'm like, I had to look because when you hear yourself out loud, it's like
you gotta check yourself real quick. Hold on.
Right? Yeah. Because I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, yo, if there's nothing beneficial, why you even engage with that? So I'm like,
it's back to that first thing we said. No negative energy needs to stay over there.
That's a fact, man. Wow.
You know what's crazy? Companies nowadays, they look at your social media before they hire you.
Facts. Like a lot of people want to know your Facebook. You got a Facebook?
Yeah.
We want your Facebook.
We want your Facebook. Let's see
Let me
what
see
you
your
post.
phone.
Let's see what you post on Twitter.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know how many times I avoid retweeting something reckless because all my friends are a little like, I'm like, oh,
Sensitive.
So you got people following you from
I
there.
follow like all my coworkers, and they follow like.
So you can't even get ratchet.
You're
not even allowed to get ratchet.
So I bookmark it to laugh at it when I'm at home because I can't be at my desk like, they're gonna be like, what you laughing at? I'm be like, nothing. Yeah, no ratchetness. I try to keep it sane. I even try to keep like the black post to a minimum because I can't be like, fuck white people. 'Cause to my left and to my right is white people, and they're gonna be like,
damn.
So Esther, do you want to talk about something? Call me the HR. No, we just eliminate all of that and just keep it simple.
Yo.
I had a nice day. Smiley face. Let's keep it pushing.
They'll look at your social media and stuff.
Yeah, let them create their own.
I mean, luckily, I'm not corporate. I stepped out of that realm a long time ago because they wouldn't hire me. Like my shit too radical, man. That's how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? And I give no fucks. I'm gonna be who I am. You know. But
another thing, I think because of the fact that because you're a well-traveled man, bro, because you travel a lot, you have a different kind of perception about things.
Yeah, but to some people, I'm still, you know what I'm saying, like way to the left or to the right or what have you, and I don't care, you know. It's not